You're watching Mrs. Perez, Module 3, Topic 2, Lesson 1. This one's a short lesson. It's on page 509, and it's titled Math Football Using Models to Understand Integer Addition. Okay, we do have a warm-up here, so go ahead and try the warm-up on your own. Warm-up says, sketch a number line and plot each value. So first and foremost, we got to sketch that number line. And we learned in prior lessons that number lines go from positives and negatives. So when we are plotting this, we're going to do positives and negatives. Okay, so... and look, we have this whole space right here or this space right here. So I can go ahead and use that. 0 is usually in the middle, so I'll go ahead and put 0 there. Okay, I have a -3, 0, 1, 1/2, and 3. So I know I only have to go from 1 to 3 on both sides. So I'll go from 1 to 3. Knowing that positives and negatives on the number line. And it doesn't have to be exact. Okay. -3 would be over here. So that's number 1. 0 is right here. That's number 2. 1 is here. So that's 3. 1/2 would be between 0 and 1. I'm going to go ahead and label 1/2, and that's number 4. And 3 is positive, or I'm sorry, 5 is +3, and there. And that's it for the warm-up. Okay, going through the learning goals. Learning goal 1 says represent numbers as positive and negative integers. Learning goal 2, use a number line diagram to represent the sum of positive and negative numbers. Okay, and you'll notice there's no key term for this, so we don't need our key term journal for this one. We are skipping page 510. We're also skipping page 511. And we're moving on to page 512. Page 512. Okay. You can write equations to describe the results of number cube rows. Think of the results of rolling a red number cube as a negative number, and the results of rolling a black number cube as a positive number. Okay, so we have this table here, and at the end of your lesson, on page 515, they actually have a football field here for a model for you. So we're probably going to use that for this lesson. You can go ahead and gently tear it out of your book. Just be very careful because it does rip easily. Okay. So let's look at these and go through these. So it says, so we'll say player 1, their first turn, home team. Okay, home team is starting at 0. So the home team is starting at 0, okay? Okay, results of the number cube row. So they rolled a red 3. So red 3, like it said, was negative. So since they rolled a red 3, we're going to use this little guy right here. We're going to go 3 negative. So that's 1, 2, 3. And then they rolled a black 5. So black 5 is positive, so that means you're going forward. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Their ending position, where they end, is 2 here, and that's positive 2. And if we were to write that number sentence, it would look like this. So they did starting at 0, plus 3 negatives plus 5 positives, which we found out is where you end on positive 2. Okay, visiting team starts on 0. They row red 5, so that's 5 negative. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And black 6, which is forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So their ending position is 1. So let's look at that number sentence. So they start at 0. You add a negative 5, add a positive 6, and we found out you would end on positive 1. Okay. Second turn. Okay, so what if the home team starts on positive 2 now? They row 1 red, and then 6 blacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now they end on 7. So look at that number sentence. So they start at positive 2, add negative 1, positive 6, and they get positive 7. Okay. Second turn for visiting team, they start on positive 1. They row 6 reds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 2 blacks. 1, 2. Well, they landed on negative 3. Look at that number sentence. So it's positive 1, that's where they started, plus negative 6, plus positive 2, and it equals negative 3 because that's where they landed. Okay, so you might want to use this. Do not lose this because it's very helpful for this topic that we're on now. You might want to use it quite a bit. Okay, describe each part of the number sentence for the second turn of the visiting team. Okay, so looking at this, their starting position was positive 1. Negative 6. We need to write if that's red or black. Well, negative, it told us the negatives were red. So that's what it is. It's red. Okay. Plus 2. Well, that's positive, which we said was black. Okay. And then their ending position or final position, so this is their final position, is behind the equal sign. Okay, so this is starting red or black, and then final position. All right. Let's try, we're skipping, oh, sorry, we've already skipped page 511. We are now on page 513. Please make sure you're turned to page 513. Okay, on page 513, all we're doing is writing our number sentence based on these statements, okay? The home team player starts at 0, so they start at 0, okay? So that's important. They start at 0 and rows red 6. So red means it's going to be a negative 6, and we're putting parentheses around it so we know which one's negative, which one's positive. Okay, and then they rolled a black 2. Okay, now we got to figure out what is their ending position. Again, you can use this football field. So they start at 0. Okay, they row 6 red, so that's going back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then black 2, so that's going forward 2. So we land with our ending position of negative 4. Okay, so that's our answer here. It's negative 4. That's their ending position. Okay, B. The visiting team player starts at 0, so we're at 0 again. Okay, so I'm going to start at 0. Okay, rows a red 5, so that means you're going back. And then a black 4. Now we're going to find what that is. So starting at 0, going back 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and forward 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that would be -1. That's our final position for that one. Okay, why don't you try C on your own? Okay, do C, D. Now do D, sorry. Do C and D on your own. Okay. C. Now the team player starts on the 5-yard line, so we're at the 5-yard line, and rows a red 2 and a black 2. So we're going to start at 5, have a red 2 and a black 2. Now we're going to find out where they land. So we're at 5, back 2, and then forward 2. Well, we land on the same one again. We're back to where we started. Okay. The visiting team starts at the -5-yard line, rows a red 4, black 6. Now what is it? Okay, so we're going to start at the -5, red 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then black 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we're at -6. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't write the number sentence. And we ended at -3. Okay. Now we're going to go to page 514. On page 514, a larger number on the black cube. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's go ahead and read through the instructions. Can't skip the instructions. Consider the moves you made in the math football game. So that's basically what we just did. In which direction would you move if you rolled? Okay, so if we wrote a larger number on the black cube than the red cube. So for example, if we had rolled a black 9 and a red 2, this would be 9 plus -2. So we're going to say that we started at +9. Okay, we're starting at +9. And then we did a red 2. So we're going to go from +9 back 2. Would we still be on positive? Yes, we have a +7 here. So since we're still on positive, then we would be positive. So this would be positive. Okay. Which direction would you roll? Move. You would move still in the positive direction. Okay. A larger number on the red cube than on the black cube. So if we had +2, -9. So if we started at +2, -9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We would still, we would be going backwards, which would be negative. We would be in the negative. So B would be negative. That would be the direction we would move. We would be in the negative. Okay. What if we had 2 blacks? Well, if we had 2 plus 9, so 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, that would be 11. That's still a positive. So that would keep moving positive. Our ending position would be positive. Okay, look at D. If we wrote a black cube and a red cube, well, here we already talked about it. B we said would be negative, so that could be negative. Okay, we talked about the A. We said that was positive. But what if both our positives and negatives are the same? Well, let's look at that. if we started at positive 9 and went back 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, we would be at 0. So this would be negative, positive, or 0. Okay, what about 2 red cubes? Okay, well, if we're at negative 2 and we do a negative 3, 1, 2, 3, we would still be in the negative. We wouldn't be in positive if we had 2 negatives. Okay, 2, is it possible to decrease in value, so decrease in value if rolling 2 black cubes? Well, think about it. If I had 9 plus 2, that's 2 black cubes. Would I decrease? No, I would always go positive in that case. So this would be no. Okay. Is it possible to increase in value if rolling 2 red cubes? Well, here you go again. If I had negative 2 and negative 3, would there be a way to go positive? No, there is not. It would keep going negative. It would keep getting smaller. So it would always be negative when we had 2 negatives. Okay. That's the end of lesson 1. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day.